Welcome to eSTEAMERS. I'm your host, Paula Hersey. And what do you do with a bunch of kids in the wintertime, snow on the ground, very, very cold? Well, I'm here with Kristen Kibblehouse from the Regional STEM Network on Cape Cod, and there is a winter STEM design challenge that you guys have put out for all 15 towns.
Yes.
So, Kristen, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about the Regional STEM Network? What is this network about?
Okay, so it is the Cape Cod Regional STEM Network, and we are housed at Cape Cod Community College. So before we get into the STEM network, some people might not know what STEM is. So STEM is the acronym for science, technology, engineering, and math. And it's the new initiative now in schools that everything is kind of building blocks together instead of being each separate. Everything is interdisciplinary, and they all can work together instead of being separate. So at the STEM network, we are working with kids K through 12, and then as well as the community college students. We're also then working within the community and also our local STEM companies that are here on Cape Cod, pretty much bridging everything together to show what STEM on Cape Cod has to offer, as well as students helping them out in career pathways, internships, and then bridging those to careers. And we're also helping teachers with externships as well. So. Okay.
So when we talk a little bit about the Regional STEM Network, the need for this on the Cape was that everybody's kind of doing their own thing, 15 towns, and there wasn't really any collaboration. So how does the Regional STEM Network help the 15-town school systems collaborate?
So one of the things is we do our local events that all the communities can come together and see what STEM on Cape Cod has to offer, and then as well as our winter STEM event that we are doing right now. So it is a thing that we invited all the school districts on the Cape to participate, and this year we actually are doing a cardboard challenge. So this is one way that we can get all the communities together to work toward a goal. This time is we are challenging the students to make cardboard arcade games.
Okay, back up. A cardboard arcade game?
Yes. So it's based after, if anyone's heard of the Global Cardboard Challenge, it's done by, it was a little boy named Kane out in California. He sat with his dad's auto parts shop and was bored, so in the summer he made a cardboard arcade, and he sold little passes, and no one did it until this one man came along and was picking up a car part and saw it, and he brought in this camera crew, did a documentary, and now it's blown up, and now it's a global challenge. And so we wanted to bring that global challenge on the Cape and do it as a winter challenge.
So let's talk a little bit about that challenge. You know, what goes into a child building an arcade game out of cardboard? How does STEM really apply to that?
Well, it's definitely challenging the students to think about the engineering process. So yes, they might be just thinking, oh, I'm going to take this cardboard box and make it into a skee ball machine. But you're also thinking of those challenges of planning out your design, measuring out your design, then you're also building your design, but sometimes your building might not work, so you have to go back to the drawing board and figure out what you did wrong and redoing that process over and over again until you have that end result of maybe you have a cardboard skee ball machine.
Kids in the classroom are working in teams?
Yes, so we have the option to have teams of 2 or more to work at this challenge. So just because you're just learning your STEM principles, but as well as you're learning those principles that you need for any job, that is teamwork, working with somebody else, collaborating. So which is a need in all jobs, not just STEM fields as well.
Right. So is this the first winter design challenge you have done?
No, we did one last year, and we did the egg drop challenge. So we did that as, we made it a little bit different as your normal, put an egg in a little casing and drop it and see if it breaks. So we made it toward concussion protocol, and concussion learning was a really big thing last year. So we teamed it up with, there was a group out of New York that did something similar, so we adapted their program. So for the older students, we had them learn about parts of the brain, and then if you would hit this part of your head, how would it affect you in a concussion way? So then you can draw your brain on the egg, and then if your egg cracked in this place, oh, what's that part of my brain? How would it affect me? And so they actually had to make a helmet instead of covering the whole egg, they just covered like the head of your egg and try to see like what effective helmets would be.
What a great concept. Did you get a lot of response from the schools?
Yeah, we did. We had schools from all over the Cape. Then actually, someone found our challenge from our website from the Dominican Republic and did it. So it was really cool to see. Just not even on Cape, but we had, you know, a
So anybody can
impact.
join this challenge.
Of course.
So how do they get involved?
You can go on our website. Then if you go under our events tab, then you'll see the Cape Cod Cardboard Challenge. And then our website is the CapeCodSTEMnetwork.org.
Okay. So once they have decided on their arcade game, then they're going to document what they did, and then they'll fill out a form on your website. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so then under that event, we have on the side, I think it's a yellow box on the side of our website that will then have all of your resources. So we give you ideas on what things to use. So yes, this is a cardboard challenge, but you know, you can't make a full arcade game out of it. So maybe you need recycled materials. So we have a list of ideas of that, like the who, what, where, when, why. We also then have our sign up page for it then when you want to enter into it, all that information then is there for you. And then also the link to Kane's Arcade and the global challenge, so you can check that out as well.
You find your idea for an arcade game. You get your team together.
Yes.
And then you will design it out, you'll build it. And then what does it offer the kid afterwards? Do they get to play the game?
Of course. I mean, why would you go through the building without being able to enjoy what you've built?
Right.
So yeah, and then what we're hoping is for classrooms to do it. So if a classroom would do it, and if you have multiple groups, then you can almost have like your own classroom arcade. So especially then during, since it is cold in the winter, you might not be able to go outside to play for recess. So then you can recess with your little cardboard arcade in your classroom then too.
Well, we have that problem here at the Media Center, is that sometimes we get bored too.
Yeah.
And we do generate a fair amount of cardboard. You want to build an arcade game with me?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. A golf game, get our putting skills in there. So we found this Target Golf. It's a, it seems like a simplistic design, but there is some engineering to this, isn't there?
Yes.
So what should we do first?
So I think we should probably make sure the box is sturdy.
Okay, so to make a box a little bit sturdy, we're gonna fold the flaps in
Yeah.
the box? Okay.
Yeah, so we should fold the flap in, and then let's pick a side of which side we're gonna actually make our little golf ball holes go into.
Okay, so we could make our holes on this side?
Yeah,
That's nice and clean there. Do you trust me with the box cutter?
I do.
Okay. You're supervising, right?
Yes.
All right. Right?
Yes.
So what are some of the engineering principles that we might need to do to put a different score system on this?
So depending on your score system, so on our photo that we have, there's 5 different holes with different sizes to put the golf ball through. So depending on how accurate you want to be, some people might measure the length of the box and then to see actually how long it is before you figure out how many or how large your holes will be.
How large the openings will be. Okay. right, so now we have all of our holes drawn out, right?
Yes.
So we've measured. We've made sure that we have an edge on either side to keep the box sturdy.
Yes.
And then what we'll do is we'll cut these holes and we'll be able to put a score on the tops of these so we can score going through hardest to easiest.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Now we need a scoring system.
Yes.
Because it can't be a game unless somebody wins and loses, right?
Yeah.
Or ties. We
Ties,
can always tie.
yes, we can
right?
tie.
So the game itself is also part of this challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what is the scoring system? So in our game, we're going to score these different amounts, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the largest one is going to be what?
Let's do, since it's the easiest, we'll do 10 points.
We'll do it on a 10-point
like a 10-point
system?
scale, yeah.
Okay. And we'll make it green for easy, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do a thanks to Jay Sheehan and his fantastic kids who are here on occasion. We have some really nice crayons.
Awesome.
That's fantastic. All right. Do you think we want to try it out?
Yeah.
All right. So we've got our brand new game.
Yes.
You want to try it out?
Of course.
All right. I'm going to let you go first.
Okay.
Guests always go first.
I'm not good at this, so
Okay.
we will see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll go for the 20.
Oh,
into
she got
the
10. All right. Let's see what we can do here. More. Oh!
We'll make it count.
It was really in there. Wasn't it? So I think it worked though, right?
It did.
So we are got a very quick game that we used math, engineering, design principles, even a little art on this. So there's no reason that you shouldn't have a bunch of folks do this challenge, right?
Yeah.
So everybody at home, you can go to the Cape Cod
STEM Network.
STEM Network, CapeCodSTEM.org.
CapeCodSTEMNetwork.org.
CapeCodSTEMNetwork.org. Look for the design challenge, the STEM design challenge for this year. It goes to March 1st.
Yes.
And you're able to create arcade games, fun things for the kids to do this winter. And thanks, Kristen, for coming in and giving us this idea today. We had fun.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. This was a blast.
All right.
Awesome.
I'm Paula Hersey, and this is eSTEAMERS.
Here at the Harwich Cultural Center, we have what's called the main building, and we have the activity wing. Here in the main building, there's 14 classrooms on the first floor and 14 classrooms on the second floor. Those are utilized by artists, wholesale people who make goods and then bring them to market. And then we have a basement studio, which has a letterpress and letter carver artist in that space. We've also retained public areas in the building, such as the former library, the former art room, the music room, the auditorium, cafeteria, and those are for events and functions or classroom space for people to come in and teach. We are bringing in other individuals who are looking to give classes and really give back to the community and fill the gap in areas that aren't being utilized here on the Cape.
I needed a wonderful space to work where I could spread out my many supplies and media and the work that I do, and it was not working in my son's bedroom for anybody.
At the beginning of getting to know each other and each other's work and trying to figure out ways that we might be able to work together.
So I've been looking for a space to use to do my own work, but then ultimately to give classes.
I think certainly making it available to the next generation of people who think they might be interested is absolutely critical. And so to have a platform in this space where there is a lot of flow, people coming in and out, and having my door open every day. If people make it down to the basement, you know, I'll be happy to chat with them or even show them how I do what I do. I was very fortunate in the teachers that I found that allowed me to inhabit their space and learn from them over the course of a traditional apprenticeship on the letterpress side and then a briefer grant-funded apprenticeship on the letter carving side. So I feel this tremendous debt to the teachers that have made time available to me, and I want to provide a similar service.
Upstairs that I'm planning on teaching encaustic workshops in. There are a bunch of other people, so we might like rent it by the week and do 5 artists 5 days and do a workshop for a continuous week, different workshop every day. And so all of those kinds of things to really bring arts into the community.
Spectacular. Everything's in great condition. They're more than willing to help you and encourage you, which I think a lot of artists need. And as far as the community goes, I think there's a real need for this type of facility that people can come to, feel welcome at, and actually look around at some of the work that's done here. I'm just blown away. It's just amazing.
I love the space. I love being part of the community.
Just to do it because it's available, it's affordable, and I'm just doing it to amuse myself, and I think that's fine as far as it goes. But again, we have this opportunity to sort of turn ourselves outward to the community, and not just in Harwich, but all of the Cape.
I can do what I want, and I'm happy as a clam being here. I couldn't ask for more.